felt that there was a piece of me missing, and somehow coming here fills in that missing piece, and it felt like the piece was always there from the time I was little, and now it feels like the rest of me is here.
I think having the children was the impetus originally for us to think about moving. If we didn't have kids, we'd probably be still doing our thing. We had a good time. We both liked to party. Once kids came along, we realised that it wasn't just us anymore.
I suppose what I am doing has been called downshifting. I don't see that what I'm doing now, living a simple life in a small cottage in Donegal, as being down anywhere. From a possible career, a possible professional status and lots of money that goes with it, I have chosen to live a simpler life.
I lived to work and I worked for money, and it cost me a lot. I can now reflect back on it and enjoy my life now more through that. I haven't had the experience of the rat race per se. I don't regret the change I have made, and I think for once in my life I've made a good decision.
We dream about it, we talk about it, and increasingly we're doing something about it, leaving the stress and pressure of the lives we've grown into for a more modest, simpler, healthier existence. Following the desire for some kind of inner peace or fulfillment that modern life seems to deny.
Falcha, as they would say here, you're very welcome. This is the van, or the mobile home. Living room, which I like a lot because I like how many people I can sit around there. Kitchen cum office, because I check my email, etc. here. And this is the Reiki room. Reiki is the alternative therapy that I do, and would do the treatments in here. Back here is my bedroom, which has the most comfortable bed in the world.
Because she came to me last year and she wanted to know if I would consider letting her put a mobile home on the site and more or less take up permanent residence. My wife and I discussed it, and whilst I was in principle against anybody taking full-time permanent residence, we decided that yes, we would give her a site. Yeah, she seems to have gelled into the area pretty well, you know.
6 years ago, Kate Elms walked away from her settled life outside Chicago and a good job running a local theatre. She was 55, divorced, her daughter's grown up. Her life was busy, but she was unfulfilled.
It seemed like a lot of energy going in ways that I wish it could have been better spent, and thinking there's something missing here, you know, and life is roaring by like a freight train. I decided to do something different, I think mainly because I was getting older. And I thought, you don't know how many good years you've got left, and if I don't do some of the things that I wanted to do, I'll never get them done, and I'm healthy and able to do them. I wasn't sure how I would manage financially, but I thought it was worth looking into it.
Kate felt drawn to Ireland and found a place as a volunteer with the Columbanus community, a reconciliation group in Belfast. But with no nest egg or savings, to accept the unpaid position, she had to raise money to fund her change of direction.
I started taking my antiques to work at first and would set up a little thing on my desk and say, say $25 or $10, and I advertised in the Argonne News for some of the nicer stuff. So part of it was selling the antiques, and then my car eventually.
The hills of Donegal seemed a long way from Belfast and her work with women's groups and victims of the Troubles, until a friend suggested a weekend break.
That first weekend, I will never forget how sweet the air seemed here, and the way that things moved, much slower here, and I suppose out of bright lights, big city, and away from kids and dirt and noise, was great. It was great. And provided, I think, a lot of spiritual sustenance somehow, the kind of real recreation that you need when you're working in very tense situations.
That weekend in Donegal also suggested a new option.
It was my first time in a mobile home. I'd never stepped in one in my whole life. And when I realized that I could get one here, and I could stay on this site, and I thought, that's worth a try for a year. There are things that you can't do, you know, when children are little, or when you're working. This seemed to be the time in my life to be able to explore that missing piece. And so I did it. It seemed kind of an odd time, like maybe you should be doing that when you're 20. But I was married when I was 20, you know, so I'm doing it a little bit later than everybody else, but it seems like it's the right thing to do.